Just muted. Okay, we're recording. And go on, Nico. Start with the first round.
Great, thank you, and it's great to start like a new type of activity here on Montevideo Touch Meetup. It's great. Well, the idea today for the first panel is to talk about the coding experience we did in Montevideo Touch Meetup, or summer camp, let's say. When we started the idea of the summer camp, we said, okay, we all belong to this video community, so we have to do, and we are developers, so we have to do something with code. If we meet together, we have to, I don't know, build something for the community to retrieve back, give someone something to the video community that, I don't know, it gives us a lot of things: open source projects, meetings, meetups, the DMAX, a lot of type of events and stuff that are great. And so we feel that we need also to contribute with something. And so the summer camp code experience was the idea was to do that, to contribute, to give something to the community. With that, we started with the crazy idea to do 2 projects in just 2 weeks or a month. And we had to choose those challenges, and it was like very, very difficult. And but a lot of people joined the idea to say, okay, let's do something. And that's why here we have Marco and also Nicolas Gonzalez and Maxi. Marco is developer at Nimble Ape, and he was the source of inspiration for one of the projects, the WebRTC Challenge. Maxi is technical manager, and he worked a lot for 2 weeks side by side with the teams, helping to define from the technical point of view how to achieve the goals we wanted to do. And also Nicolas Gonzalez, the delivery manager, he had like the big challenge to understand how to make people work, to build a team from people that never worked together in a hybrid way in just 2 weeks and have some results. And it's a lot. So welcome, guys. First of all, I want to start asking Marco one question, and is I would love to hear from you. What was the motivation? Why you thought about doing this project for the WebRTC Challenge? That was to create an hybrid platform for WebRTC platform for hybrid events. I don't know.
Yeah. We've been talking for a while about at the very start of when setting up ideas for the summer camp about what could we do something around WebRTC, because that's what we have experience on, something that will be useful for people, to the community, to just pick up and start working on. And when you start working with the WebRTC, you realize that the browser, basically the API, already gives you so much flexibility, so much power. There's so many things that you can do with just the audio video channel and the data channel. But then when we use these products, we're sort of constrained to the choices they made and what they give us, and most of them are meeting platforms, essentially, video conference apps, basically, that don't really give you all you need from a hybrid event, for a hybrid event. And in the past 3 years, we've been really learning what you can have with hybrid events. You have a lot of flexibility. You don't necessarily need to travel and be in person to everything. But at the same time, it's also it's a compromise, right? You say, okay, I don't need to travel, but at the same time, I won't have the same experience. I won't get to really get in touch with people. It's almost like watching a recorded video sometimes. And so I think with this project, we have a chance to maybe do something about it and make it more powerful, maybe promote more interaction and give a better experience to everyone, both people in person and remotely, and maybe make them interact more with one another. So that's the hope. It's the idea. So that's what drawn me into it, and made me excited about it. Say, okay, actually, we have the space now to get creative and make something that could be really cool and that no one has ever seen before. So that's the idea. That's the hope. Let's see what we can make about it.
Yeah, for sure. In fact, while I was hearing you, it's like right now we're trying to do a panel here, and it's like we cannot put like the spot to something to say, okay, these are the 3 guys talking. It's just 3 random cameras. It's not the feeling of we are doing like a real virtual panel. So we have to build that.
To be fair, Zoom, I think the Pro, there's some Pro tools that allow you to do that when you bridge them through, vMix or OBS, but you have to have a, video production that handles that and everything. So there has been, for sure, progress in that area on all different sides. So it's not like we're the first ones to think about this, but at the same time, we want to make it, easy and accessible for anyone who wants to, start their own meetup. And also, just, by making things from scratch gives you a chance to, make them differently and learn a lot as well. So, yeah, hopefully we can make it.
And you said a key word for me, learn. And I love that word, because I think everything we did was also a learning experience. And I know Maxi has a lot of learnings with the projects, because the other project we did was inspired by Will Law. In his last talk, he presented the CMCD standard in the Montevideo Tech Meetup, and particularly we asked him to, as he knows a lot about the standard because he's one of the creators. We asked him also to I don't know. We said, hey, Will, please show us some of the challenges you think we could I don't know, help with in the coding experience. And he came with an idea to build a CMCD validator for the standard. And Max was one of the guys who said, okay, I will take this challenge without knowing anything. So how was that experience, Max?
Well, it was definitely challenging for sure. I didn't really know about the standard beforehand, so I had to learn about it, what it was and what it meant, basically all the parts that involved the CDN, the player, and so on. So it was definitely challenging. But well, at first we worked with you, Nico, and we find the architecture, where define what we wanted to do based on what Will had said on the meeting, on the last meetup, I mean. And then also we worked with Nicolas Gonzalez to also define like a first draft of the backlog, which was very interesting. And then I also worked with a team that was going to work on this to better understand the challenge and help them through this. So it was definitely fun also. But what was challenging also was that we kind of or the idea kind of mutated along the weeks, what we wanted to do with it. And so at first we wanted to do something, then another thing, and then we came up with like what we're actually going to do. And that's why we decided to basically divide the project in 3 different milestones. And so we could start also adding value to the community and giving back to the community little by little, and also as soon as we can. So basically the first milestone was to create a library, right? So to actually validate the standard, and we could achieve that first milestone in a very quick manner. And so we're also giving back to the community really quickly. based on the decisions that we took. And then the second milestone also adds a front end to that, and so that then we have a website that also validates the CMC standard. And then we have a third milestone, which is kind of bigger than the other two, and also a lot more challenging, but it's a lot fun to do. We will make it, which basically is to create a service out of this, and that is also player agnostic. So that is very interesting. And also can provide more insights from the data itself, like, I don't know, build charts based on the CMC data and whatnot. So it was a lot, and it continues to be a lot because we're just starting, let's say. We're almost finishing the milestone 1, but creating that with the team.
Oh, one is going to be that. I want to use it.
Yeah, very soon, very soon.
Maybe Nico has the data. He say, okay, when is that delivery date?
If we stop the recording, maybe we can say it. But yeah, it was definitely challenging, and it continues to do so. But it's also on what you were saying before, a lot of things to learn, not only for me but the rest of the team also. So that's pretty huge.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Max. And I'm so tempted now to ask Nico tell me about I don't know, one of the slogans here is like, I don't know if you can see the shirt. It says connect through the power of collaboration, right? And you made it, Nico. What was the secret recipe to make people who doesn't work together just try to, I know, just in 2 weeks start working and doing things that we can go to GitHub, because all these projects are open source, and all the building process is also open. You can go to GitHub and take a look at it. So what was the secret sauce, Nico? Please tell me.
I actually think that there's no secret recipe for any of this, but I think that we did have like one thing in mind. It was to try and keep it as simple as possible, and that also means trying to keep the methodology as simple as possible. The way we were going to be managing the project as simple as possible and as transparent as possible, and also to have a clear goal. I think that was also what helped us most. We have Marco's idea in mind. We then started adding up what we'd expect from that tool and what we would like, and then try to actually define what we actually needed for like the first milestone, or like that first try of the platform that you're going to see in a while. But I think that those kind of 3 things was what most helped getting through this project. We did define like a small scrum of 1 week and try to have like shorter iterations. That way we didn't have like 2 weeks iterations, because that could take us too long to realize that we needed to change something. So if we needed to start changing and adapting really fast, because this was like a 3-4 weeks project, it wouldn't make sense to just go through 2 sprints. And I think that sort of going agile in that way, while having a clear goal, it's one of the things that allowed us to adapt and make sure that we weren't spending time in things that were for milestone 3 or milestone 2. And then I think there are a couple of examples with login and authorization that we decided to ditch, because it was going to take us too much time to actually address them for our first milestone, and they wouldn't add any value. So like I said, I don't think there's any secret recipe, but definitely having a clear goal and try to be as flexible as possible on the way we wanted to implement things was what allowed us to reach that goal.
Oh, that's great, because sometimes it's difficult also to just a bunch of people and say how you say, okay, we should do this or not, because maybe it's my idea and I want to implement this. I don't know. Sometimes it's difficult, but it's great that you have done. You did a great job with that. And also, I don't know, but I have a feeling over there. It's like, Marco, you came from the UK to Montevideo to do the kickoff of this project, and you were like, okay, we were in person, talking and discussing, milestones or ideas, and not just like in the planning or in the demo or in daily meeting, maybe with a beer in the yard, listen to music or something like that. Do you feel, what do you think about, it's the same to start a project this way or just to be remote? What is the difference between the connection with people and to kick off a project? And is there a relationship?
Yeah, well, it's definitely it's very different, right? So we at Nimble Ape are a 100% remote company, so we're very used to only interacting basically through chat and video calls, and it works very well. But obviously, there's also a difference with being in person, like being becoming part of the community, really getting to know the people on a personal level is different, makes a difference also for work. And I would say the biggest benefit in this case was that we were starting this potentially huge project, and we needed to get it going very quickly with people we never met before, we never interacted even before. So I think being in person and get to know each other and going out for dinner and things like that helped to get this started much quicker, because you're there and you just interact and you understand each other better. But there are a lot of projects that are done 100% remotely, and they're very good projects. But I suppose it would just take a little bit longer to just get started and understand, what do people mean when they write this and things like that. And well, we didn't have that time, so we were able to actually, reach milestone 1 and make something that works in 2 weeks, because we were in person. We could actually, interact in a more direct way, I suppose.
Yeah, that's great. So it's like you have less friction.
Yeah,
to ramp up.
Exactly. I suppose, yeah, that's it. You basically, you get to know each other better and a bit quicker, probably, so you understand each other better. What do people mean and etc. And so yeah, that helps with collaboration, and it was just quicker, I suppose.
That's great. And I think we're talking a lot about what we built, but I'm sure people wants to see with their own eyes, or not?
Yes. So I take it this is demo time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yes, we've got something to show you. Obviously, this is a live demo of something that is still in development. So
Blue screen of death.
Hopefully everything will work. Let's see. So let me see. Hopefully you should be able to see
Great.
my
What
screen now.
is this? What is this, Marco?
So
Yes,
this is what the first thing you find when you log onto the app, right? So this is actually the deployed version, the staging version. And basically, at this moment, you need to sign up, right? So we might implement like guest logins in the future, but for now, you just need to sign up with an actual email, actually, because we request email validation as well. So this is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to sign up, and I will just receive a confirmation email that I will. Here it is. Right, so confirm, so I can sign in now. And here we are. So this is a rooms list. So the platform allows you to create several rooms. There will be basically several meetings with different people in it. And this is what I'm going to do now. So let's say Micro's test 1. I can remove, I can make it again. Oh, that's Micro's test 1. Let's move it. Right. And I've got a room. This is based on Mac spaces now. So this is actually connecting me to a Mac space where I can join and basically enter a video call. And I will do this now, and I will ask the members of our team who worked on this to join me as well, so I can show you that we can be in a call. Here's Clara. Hello.
Hey.
And here we can, yeah, you see, you can mute yourself, mute your camera. Here we go.
Oh, I love that logo.
Yeah, so Stone, Icaricious is Renan coming as well. Let's see.
Inception.
There's a chat here. Something is that Inception, nice. While he's joining, I'm going to show you how you can, obviously go out of the room, go back in again. If I send people, I will actually, I will also go back and create another room. So we could do maybe a little test now. So I'll call this. Let's crash this. What we could do is try to have as many people as possible in the same room and see what happens. At the moment, we don't have any, we haven't got around to create any control on how many video streams we're showing or we're allowing in, etc. So we could just, if anyone who wants to join, I will just send the link to this room. Let me see it in the chat. Is this one? What? I can't paste it. There we go. So if anyone wants to sign up with an actual email and try to join, we can all try to join this room and see what happens. There's already someone here. Hello.
Yes, let's do this.
Let's try to have as many people as possible, and let's see what happens.
And also, just to be clear, I'm doing my use right now. This is great. Let me check if I'm in.
You will need to turn off your camera in Zoom.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me try this.
Nice. And you can also see how well the oh, sorry, can you put yourself in there? Otherwise we're going to hear yourself continuously. Anyway, you can see how well all the videos rearrange themselves in the UI. That's all Nico's work. He spent days on the logic of how this is going to work. Apparently it works very well.
Great. Mika can't believe it. And so, oh, I hear myself twice. So confusing.
Felipe, can you mute yourself in the Meetup, perhaps. Yeah, that's it. Awesome. So it's
Great, it worked.
15
Well, awesome.
already. Yes.
And
Working
so
well.
you all created this in just 2 weeks without knowing each other and just starting from scratch, right?
Yes, basically, yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Awesome. So we are like having the, oh, how do you say this in English? Cimientos, the basis of the platform. That's so great in just 2 weeks. I love it. I love it. Oh, for sure, we are going to have our next meetup using the tool, right? What do you think, Marco? Max, Nico, what do you think?
Hopefully. There's still some work in the background to make sure, everything's smooth and nothing breaks with, as we're also developing this at the same time. But yeah.
Yeah.
Soon. That's a plan as soon as possible.
It worked for today, so it's okay. Go live. That's great. So I think we are right now running out of time just to start the second panel today. I don't know, Nico, Max, Marco, if you want to add something regarding this experience, regarding all the work we have in future, maybe some tips how to collaborate. Sometimes collaboration is, is not just to do code, and I don't know, some other tips, or I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's like we said, there's a lot of stuff still to do, and a lot of it can be used as a learning experience. For example, we have more features to add, like Marco said, and we also have different pathways to explore, like adding different providers other than Max Spaces, and that's something that it's not in our immediate pipeline right now, but it's something that someone can collaborate on, and definitely also get the experience of whatever provider you are adding into it. So
you mean, for example, adding support for Janus or other, not just Max, right?
Yeah, we already have everything set up, all the abstraction already done. So it would be a matter of getting in there and also learn how what we did it's working. And I think that's also a great place to collaborate. So yeah, and like you said, we have everything related to the project on what are we going to be working on. It's all there, public. People can just check what it is, also comment and put in your ideas or designs or whatever, I don't know, like design structures that you would like to see in there. We are also really open to have those discussions there. And I think if you check out the GitHub, there has been really interesting and productive discussions in there that allowed us to actually build what's there.
Yeah, also remember that there's not the only way to collaborate is to code, like you said, Nico, but maybe comments on the pull request, comments on the issues, like your opinions also add value to this, not only a line of code, but also like discussions on whether to do this or not, things like that. So basically you can go into the GitHub repo. I don't know if I think Marco sent the link when they start, but we can send it again. Look at the repo, look at the Kanban, look at the issues, go there, feel free to start commenting on those, start forking the repo and so on. Join the Discord also. We have a Discord Discord server that the teams are always there while they are working. So feel free to contact them and reach out. So
yeah,
awesome.
And also I would add, since we're all more or less users of hybrid events and participants in meetups, I'm sure everyone has their own experience of some things that maybe they felt was missing or could be done differently, and we're eager to hear those opinions, and they will surely spark some ideas of things that we could look at making actually. So yeah, any as Maxi said, any contribution is welcome, not just code. So
great. I also just paste the link of the other project, the CMCD project, because today we just saw the demo of of the WebRTC project, the CMCD project for sure will be one of the topics because it started later, and so we didn't reach the first stage to do a demo. But I understand that it will be a topic for the next Montevideo Tech, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I love that. Great, guys. Thank you, Marco.
Excellent.
Thank you, Max, and thank you, Nico. And I go back to you, JP.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. So, well, thanks everyone. Maybe I'm not sure of anyone that was collaborating in the project want to add something. Maybe you, Clara, or Gaston, or Nan, or Nico. Anything you want to add? Anything you want to comment on?
I was having some issues with my audio, so can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. No, I just wanted to say that for me, it's been a true challenge working on an open project. This is my first time working on an open project, and it's been awesome. The collaboration with Mark and all the rest of the team and other people too. It's been really, for me, it's been a huge learning experience, and I'm really grateful and looking forward for what's coming on this project. I know these are just the seeds for something that's gonna be great for me.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Thanks, Gaston. Okay, guys. So let's continue with the next topic. And what we wanted to cover today was also like, how was the cultural exchange? How was the cultural experience? And besides the code, how was it being here? So for that, we invited Marco and Javi that were here. We also invited Gabriel that made it for a few days, but he couldn't make it. He's out of office now. And also the star of the summer camp, Mika. Are you there, Mika?
I'm here.
You guys see Mika?
You see me?
Hi, Mika.
Hi,
So,
everyone.
so Mika works here at Qualabs. She is a marketing manager and led all the summer camp project that started like a crazy idea. So around like about 6-7 months ago, we said, okay, let's do these. You take it, Mika. It's your project. Okay. So Mika, how was it? How was it in your experience, like starting this crazy idea of bringing in people you didn't know about, you haven't met before? Like, how could you convince people to come to the other side of the world for a few weeks and share?
Well, honestly, first I felt really panic. I felt panic. I didn't know anyone at the community. I haven't talked to anyone, so it was a huge challenge for me to get to know everyone, start sharing the idea, start collecting feedback. I think the whole community were really open to share suggestions and opportunities and see what things we could do to make this event like great. So, oh, my things are changing. So yeah, it was really challenging. I think, how did I convince them? They can tell you better. I think I stalked them. I stalked Peter too. Peter, hi, remember me? Your nothing. I think the thing about making something from scratch is that there's nothing written. All things can happen, and we could adapt the experience. For Marco that wanted to work on an open source project, to Javi that wanted a learning experience and being able to share knowledge, to Gabriel that isn't here but wanted also to work again in an open source project since he hadn't worked in a while. I think that the whole experience was really diverse and open a lot of possibilities. So I think that that's how I get that done, but really pushing everyone. Javi started promoting the event and then bought a ticket to Uruguay. I mean,
Totally. And how about you, Javi and Marco? How was it for you? When you when you heard about these, like, why did you come? It was a crazy idea.
Yeah, it was crazy, but for me it made sense. I mean, I think the first time we talked about it, I think it was at IBC. No, before IBC, you mentioned it on the Slack channel, and then I reached you because we were doing a half private party for only people from the community, not for salespeople, for meetup organizers, and we were doing some drinks and I invited JP to say, hey, this project sounds really good. So why don't you come up and talk with that with other organizers and things like that. And when I heard about it the first time, for me it made total sense. I mean, because it was pretty. The idea was great. It's like you are creating an event where you are putting together video devs from all around the world. Plus, you have the opportunity to show your culture, your country, and do something that it goes in both ways, like for the people who come, but also for the people who are already there, because you have the opportunity of having someone with other mentality, other working culture. I mean, the idea for me it was really good. So that's why I started, and that's something really cool about the video community, that we all help each other a lot. And I haven't seen that in any other tech community, only in video. And it's something that makes me to stick to the video community a lot. And when I've been switching job, I was always searching for something video related because I want to stick to this community. And we all try to help each other, and that's how we started. Like, okay, these guys have a really good idea. Let's promote. Let's try to help them because they have a really cool thing that it can work, and let's just promote it and see what happens. And at certain
and you ended up coming with your wife.
And
you ended up coming with your wife and having some time off. Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, each time I was feeling like, wow, this is so cool, but I cannot. And at the end, I had still holidays without having been spent. And I said, what if? And I told my wife, and it was like, no, yeah, but we have the kids. And she was like, yeah, but it's been 2 years. We don't travel anywhere. We don't do anything by ourselves. The kid now is a bit bigger. And we were discussing about this crazy idea, and finally we did it, and we don't regret at all. And for me, as I already told everyone, has been one of my best experiences in life. I'm going to get the Uruguayan sun tattooed soon. I will send you pictures. I started with mate yesterday. And today I had my second at the office. They even did
awesome.
I have British colleagues, and one of the things that British people do a lot is to love of each other. And so today they made an internal meme taking me a picture and saying like, goes to Uruguay only once, or for the first time, something like that. And I was with the national shirt plus the mate and working.
Awesome. How about you, Mark? Because I think the first time we talked about it was during probably DMAX.
Yeah, exactly.
What was it for you? Why did you make this crazy decision?
Well, it didn't feel crazy for me. I'm not sure. We just met at DMAX, and you basically told us about me and Dan about your idea of making a summer camp, a community event basically at your HQ, and I thought, oh well, never been to Uruguay, sounds awesome. It will be summer there in February, so let's go. and Dan was super on board with this. It was just he said, he said I can't go because of family, but I'm happy for Mark to go if he wants. And I was like, yes, let's go. So very easy, but everything that Javi said also, it was like really one of the best experiences in my life. It was really amazing. So very happy we were able to do it.
Awesome. And how was the process? Because I remember Mika trying to be like building the experience, because you were like the first time, like you were the first to come. So it's like, okay, we have like an idea, like a connecting through the power of collaboration, but okay, how do we do like something more tangible out of it? So how did you feel during that process in which you guys were asking stuff and Mika was like, okay, let's plan something that fixes it and accommodates to your needs, like the dates or the plans? Like, how was that interaction between you and Mika? How was that process? Did you at any moment felt like, oh, no, what am I doing these?
Yeah, you go ahead, Javi.
Don't lie.
Don't lie.
No, I mean, everything for me, it sounded like really good. Like, okay, like, I mean, it was like everything sounded great, but it's like each time we were knowing about a new plan, it was even better. Like, I think at the beginning, the only thing was, yeah, there are the carnivals, and it was, okay, that sounds really good. But then it was, well, we might have also an asado that sounds really good. Then it was like, yeah, and the team they are playing a football match. Maybe you can play. I was like, what else? Like, everything is going like each time sounded better and better and better. And once we went there, it was amazing. The heart of the people there, how they treated Marco and me. There are no words to describe that. It was something really beautiful. It's something we are not going to forget never, and I think Marco and me are going with the mate now for the rest of our lives. And that's kind of magic, because as Mika said, now it's like each time we take from the mate, some good feeling comes into us, because there are really good memories there.
Yeah, for me, during like the months during the organization, I suppose December and January, so I didn't really have any like specific expectations. So we were talking about collaborating and then doing a project, and I was more or less focused on that, and then everything else was a bonus. Like, I will be there, so we'll just learn what people are like and the food, but I wasn't really expecting much else than that. So so I was really blown away by all the organization and all the thought you put into really sharing your culture and involving us in all the events and parties and everything, and all those all as I said, all the things that we're just piling up and adding more and more things that we could do. So I think we were both really impressed of all the organization and everything. And during the planning part, I think there were some times where Mika was like trying to reach me through Slack, and I was just maybe not there or doing something. She was like, oh, I got this and this and this, and I was like, oh, I didn't expect all of this. So yeah, sorry for not being very responsive at some points, but yeah, it'll work out.
You were great. You inspired the open source projects, Marco. I mean, a whole line of experience was done because of your inspiration. I mean, the whole experience, the cultural exchange as well. It was, I mean, we had some ideas, but having your feedback, being there, like suggesting things, telling us what would you like to experience was really helpful for us, because it's something like planning for someone like, you don't know who, but when you have like people that are really interested in coming and says like, well, the carnival is really a good idea and I would like to go to the beach and I don't know, do stuff besides the ones that we initially suggested, really helped like darle forma,
shape,
yes. Thank you. Shape the final experience. So really, thanks a lot for that.
And these co-created experience had like 8 different things. if and we have several people in the audience and people that might be watching these later on, like Dan and Fernando and Ian and JT and Peter that weren't part of these processes, and maybe then didn't follow all our Instagram stories or posts. So if you had to describe to them, like, hey, what was it about? Like, what did we do? Like, how was your experience? What would you tell them if you had to describe it?
So for me, I think so there were a lot of events planned, but the theme was, the Qualabs community of everyone just being on board with participating in all of these. And we had, there were different events, and basically you had different hosts in each of them. So there were a lot of people who basically volunteered, taking me around and do stuff where, they were already busy with other stuff. So yeah, we really felt welcome, about the people wanting to just, do things with us and take their time and show us what life in Uruguay is, etc. So that was probably more than I expected. But yeah, in terms of nice. In terms of the events themselves, again, just there were so many things, and some of the highlights were like the tango show and visit to the winery and all these things, and also carnival. When I thought, okay, we're going to see a parade, but it wasn't just the parade. It's like you secured the best spot, the best view of the parade with homemade barbecue, etc. So it was like top of the line in each of them. So it was really more than I could expect. So
yeah,
and while Javi answers, let me encourage the people in the audience to write down any questions you have about the experience, like how was this or that, what did you do that. So feel free to start asking questions while Javi answers, so we know what you guys want to know about the experience.
Okay, so yeah, for me, I think Marco described very good everything. I was thinking in the meanwhile how to resume for someone who comes from the outside, and if I have to say it in one phrase, it's like you are never going to be alone anymore in your life. It's like, because when we were there, we weren't we were always. We had always somebody with us. Everybody was treating us so well, and when we came back to Europe, it's like we came back with a bunch of friends, and I think that's really magical. That goes beyond everything. That make us great as human beings, and it was very emotional when I was saying goodbye in the office. I remember I was like really sad, like, wow, these days it has been something really amazing. So yeah, I mean, we live in a global world, so even we are from so separate countries and so different cultures sometimes. It's like we work everybody on the same, and there's something I remember from Nico Levi in English. For how was it? We were at the carnival parade, and I was at certain point I was telling him like, wow, this is amazing. There are no words to describe this, and he told me, Javi, in life, life is not only about work. And I think that was really insightful, because sometimes for example, me in my life, I've been workaholic a lot of times. I've did a lot of extra hours. I've been really focused sometimes on my career and everything. And at certain point, it makes you think that life is too short, and life is for moments like that, to try to enjoy as much as you can, make happy the people that are around with you, give without thinking about receiving. And that's what you guys did with us, and it's something that we cannot forget for the rest of our lives. There are no words to describe everything. I'm trying, but it's really difficult. It was beautiful, and I love you guys. And as I said, I came back with a lot of friends, and I will need to start having the Google Calendar for people coming to Barcelona.
That's for sure. Because if something we have at Qualabs is like we have like 100 people and like 90 are in their 20s. So they want to travel. They're Gen Z. So from the audience, do you have any questions? Anyone participating? Something you want to know about? Anything you get excited about you want to share?
I would ask Javi and Marco if they could take one food from everything that you guys tried. If there's anything that resonated with you that you would definitely take.
I'm between the asado and the chivito.
Yeah, I was gonna say alfajores, but I'm more of a savory person, so probably chivito.
All right,
Yeah.
great.
Chivito?
Yeah. I cannot try beef anymore in Europe. You know, it's not, it doesn't taste like that. That's one of the bad things, because we need to talk about bad things too. So one is that now it's a problem to buy beef and to cook beef at home. Now it's you made me that problem. I hadn't before. I was able to buy this really chemical beef that we get in Europe, and now I cannot anymore.
Yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, we have the best meat ever. Dan, you say here that you have ComCon coming in June. Come on, speak up. Speak up.
Hello. Let me turn on my webcam. Hello. Yes, no. I'm so pleased that Marco could be a part of the very first summer camp. And yes, ComCon is happening in June. So ComCon's a residential conference around real-time communication, historically around VoIP and WebRTC. This year, we're going to be doing real-time comms and open media. So it's a real good opportunity to come to the UK, experience the UK in a very kind of awesome way. We haven't quite announced where it's going to be yet, but it's going to be really great, and we'll be back in person for the first time since 2019, which is going to be fun, and yeah, everyone should come. And I think currently building the website at the moment, which is the only reason we haven't announced anything. So hopefully, probably Monday, we'll release the website, and people can start getting involved. So hopefully see everyone there.
Yeah, I'm getting started working on the website tomorrow, so hopefully we'll be ready soon.
It's been busy.
Yeah, but yeah, it's actually, yeah, I mentioned ComCon when I was there as well, because I was positively surprised of how much work we've done on WebRTC already. So it's really a big part of what Qualabs do already, and what video community is getting into more and more. So yeah, I think there's great space for that in ComCon as well. I've never been to the in-person one yet, and I'm looking forward to it. I've heard there were what was there then Falcon Flying classes or something like that? Bows and arrows, some things like that.
Oh, like we've done Segway riding, zorbing, falconry, owls. What else have we done? Archery, drinking, giant Jenga, yeah, loads. Like giant Jenga doesn't sound fun, but it's had the biggest crowd around it, where a game lasted for like over an hour. Yeah, no, it's a good mix of great content, great speakers, great people attending, and then great activities around the whole event to kind of cement everything together. So no, really great.
And
Awesome.
going back to
I'll try to make it.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to the summer camp, it's like, for us also huge inspiration of, after having this great experience. Okay, we want, I mean, the Dan's been working on ComCon a lot already, as you heard in the past, but there's always new inspiration of good experiences to give to people. So we're aiming at
Thank you so much, guys. I just want to try to stick to the schedule as much as we can, so I don't want to keep people here much. So Peter, Ricardo, Ian, Fernando, do you have any last questions? Anything you want to add?
I have nothing to add, but I am a little jealous I didn't get to go. Sounds like it was a great experience.
Next year.
Yes.
You can come whenever you want, Ian. Our doors are open. It's not going to be Carnival February, but you can come whenever you want. Just let us know.
As long as there's some of that barbecue, I think I could do it.
People can tell I do barbecue at least once a week. And
twice, 3 times
well, at
a
least
week.
I said. So yeah, I do barbecue at home like a couple of times a week. Let's say a couple of times a week. And that's it. So you just say I'm coming, and I just turned the fire on. So thanks, Ian. And well, let's try to close the session with maybe an inspiring message.
Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Quickly, I got one question for Mika. Actually, it's 2 questions. One is, when are you going to start planning for the next one? And the second one is, how are you ever going to top the first one?
I don't know. I don't have the answer, actually. I'm sure that this will be the first of many to come. That I'm sure, but I don't know how to top it. I think it was epic, really. But of course, today we did a retro internally at Qualabs, talking about the experience. Surely there are some ideas there of what things we can add and what things we can do different or better. So I'm sure that we can come up with some new cool ideas to do. All feedback is always welcome.
Amazing.
Amazing. Okay, let's close with an inspirational message for those here that want to come next year. Like, what will you tell them?
Don't ever think about it. Like, just do it. Like Nike says, just do it.
I was gonna go and say the same. So I need to think of something else. It's great. Like, the people are great. It's like really felt like home. So yeah, it's just awesome to be there. So just for that, go and you won't regret it.
I think I would say that being open to a learning experience and being able to connect in person with people of the community. It's great. It has a lot of pretty good goals. This event, like collaborating and contributing and connecting, I think that that's the whole experience and our goal with it. So just do it, of course, but it's really a cool experience to know other people, other developers of the community, to connect besides work, as they say. Of course, know our culture, that it's amazing. I truly love Uruguay, so you're really welcome at any time or around next summer camp.
Nothing to add there, just that I'm super, super, super grateful. It's been amazing how everyone here, everyone in the community has been open and collaborative, because Peter and Amy and Javi started like promoting the idea as soon as they heard about it in their own meetups, local meetups, and because the guys from DMAX helped us champion on this and make a lightning talk about the summer camp idea, and because people like David Hassoun and Will helped us get better ideas for the coding experience, because Dan and Marco were always open to collaborate and create ideas and projects, and also because other people like Felipe participated in the coding experience even though he couldn't make it. The culture exchange. So thanks to everyone, because and super a very special shout out to you, Mika, because you led all these tribe. You led our tribe to accomplish these amazing, crazy idea. So please, everyone, clap to Mika. She deserves it.
Clap to the whole team. It was a really team effort.
Thanks, everyone. And I'm going to stop the recording, but if you want to stay and chat, feel free. It's soon. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.